Hello everyone, my name is Roxana Lopez and today I will be sharing with you all a bit about Saint Vincent of Paul. Saint Vincent of Paul, he was born in France in 1581. After the corresponding studies, he was ordained a priest and served as the parish priest in Paris. He founded the congregation of the mission destined to the formation of the clergy and the service of the poor, and also, with the help of St. Louis of Marillac, he formed the Association of Charities and the Congregations of Daughters of the Charity. He died in Paris in 1660. St. Louis, St. Vincent figure is essentially inseparable from love for the destitute, and his prophetic gestures still reverberate today as a challenge and as a call to effective action for the good of those who suffer all kinds of misery. On August 16, 1652, he wrote to Pope Innocent X to request his intervention in favor of peace. I will dare to expose to you the regrettable and really pity situation in our France. The royal house divided by disagreements, the cities and provinces ravaged by civil wars, the factionalized villages, and the smallest corners destroyed, ruined, and burned. The workers unable to collect what they sowed, and without being able to sow anything for the following years, the soldiers indulge in all kinds of excess with impunity. The peoples, for their part, are not only exposed to robberies and acts of banditry, but even to murders and all kinds of torture. The inhabitants of the field who have not been killed by the sword almost all have starved to death. Priests whom soldiers do not treat with more regard than others are treated inhumanly and cruelly, tortured and killed. Virgins are dishonored, the same nuns exposed to debauchery and fury, desecrated, looted, and destroyed temples. Those who remain standing have been ordinarily abandoned by their shepherds. Since the peoples are almost deprived of sacraments, of masses, and of all spiritual help, it is little to hear and read these things. It will be necessary to see them and verify them with one's own eye. Saint Vincent learned to see the world and the church in depth with the same eyes of Christ, to read the calls that God made to him through the poor and abandoned. In conclusion, we can say that St. Paul's journey could be summarized as follows: see reality with an apostle's gaze and discern the true needs of the poorest and most abandoned. Face and seek answers with creativity, courage, and trust in God. The call of St. Vincent of Paul, we relate him to Abraham, the father of faith, interceding before God so that he does not destroy the city, as we see in chapter 18. Abraham, father of the faith and ancestor of Israel, as a great intercessor before the inhabitants of these cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, he shows an attitude to imitate, openness, and help others. And the supplication of Abraham, our father in faith, teaches us to open our hearts evermore to the superabundant mercy of God, so that in daily prayer we know how to desire the salvation of humanity and ask it with perseverance and trust in the Lord, who is great in love. At this point, I would like to invite you all to answer to the call that God is making to each one of you. Thank you.